Welcome to Mindblow, the ultimate destination for jaw-dropping content that will surprise, inspire, and entertain you every step of the way. If you love discovering the unexpected, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friends to keep the excitement going. Your support helps us keep blowing minds and creating content you'll never forget. So buckle up and get ready, because this is just the beginning. The South China Sea, where ancient trade routes meet modern power struggles, is once again in crisis. On August 25, 2025, Chinese Coast Guard vessels tried to block Philippine supply missions with water cannons, expecting the usual retreat. But this time, the Philippine ships stood firm, defying intimidation and capturing the world's attention. This was no minor skirmish, it was a turning point. The Philippines, long underestimated, is now leading a pushback against China's sweeping claims. Images of small Filipino ships facing down Chinese giants have become a global symbol of resistance. This is not just about territory, it's a test of international order. China's claims based on old maps have no legal standing under modern law, yet Beijing has built artificial islands and militarized the sea. For years, China's salami-slicing tactics changed the status quo, but now the Philippines is forcing a confrontation. The courage of a few sailors has sparked a worldwide debate about sovereignty and the rule of law. The outcome will shape the rules of engagement for the 21st century. Can a smaller nation, armed with law and alliances, resist a superpower's ambitions? That answer is unfolding now. The Philippines' defiance is a lesson for other nations under pressure. It's a story of how strategy and spirit can become a nation's greatest assets. The world is watching, and the stakes have never been higher. In these turbulent waters, a new era of defiance has begun. China's dominance in the South China Sea is the result of decades of careful planning. It began quietly, with the occupation of small features in the Spratlys, moves dismissed as minor at the time. But each step was part of a larger strategy: establish a physical presence, then expand. As China's economy boomed, so did its navy, transforming into a formidable blue water force. The most dramatic shift came with the creation of artificial islands, now fortified military bases. Beijing claimed these were for civilian use, but runways and missile systems told a different story. China's 9-dash line claims nearly the entire sea, enforced by a vast fleet of Coast Guard and maritime militia. These gray zone tactics, intimidation without open warfare, let China advance without direct conflict. The goal: control vital resources and shipping lanes worth trillions. For years, neighbors were too weak to resist and the world was slow to react, but the dragon's shadow is now being challenged. The Philippines' stand is the first real test of China's long march. The region's balance is shifting. For years, the Philippines watched China's rise, underfunded and outmatched. Past leaders hoped diplomacy would protect their sovereignty, but the 2012 loss of Scarborough Shoal proved otherwise. In 2013, Manila made a bold move. It took China to court, challenging the 9-dash line at The Hague. The 2016 ruling was a landmark victory, invalidating China's claims and affirming Philippine rights. Though Beijing rejected the verdict, it gave Manila legal and moral leverage. Today, the Philippines exposes every act of Chinese aggression, winning the information war with transparency. Journalists on patrol vessels and viral footage have made China's tactics impossible to hide. This is more than PR, it's a shift to active defense. The Philippines is now asserting its rights with confidence, not just absorbing blows. Even a smaller nation can challenge a superpower with smart strategy and determination. The Carabao's charge has begun. Manila's awakening has changed the conflict's dynamics. The world is taking notice. The Philippines' confidence is bolstered by a revitalized alliance with the United States. The Mutual Defense Treaty, once questioned, is now central to Manila's strategy. U.S. military aid and joint exercises have modernized the Philippine armed forces. Drills now focus on high-end maritime conflict, sending a clear message to Beijing. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement gives the U.S. access to key bases, including those near Taiwan and the South China Sea. This presence deters escalation, making any attack on the Philippines a riskier gamble for China. The alliance is more than hardware. It's a strategic partnership for a free and open Indo-Pacific. For Manila, it's a force multiplier and a security guarantee. The renewed alliance lets the Philippines stand up to coercion, knowing it is not alone. This partnership is now the cornerstone of Philippine defense. Geography is the Philippines' hidden strength. Over 7,000 islands form a natural maze, making invasion or blockade a logistical nightmare. The archipelago sits at a crossroads, the Bashi Channel to the north, vital for Chinese submarines, and the South China Sea to the west. Control of these waters is strategically priceless. The Philippines is leveraging this with archipelagic coastal defense, deploying missiles, artillery, and drones across its islands. The islands themselves become weapons platforms, turning the terrain into a powerful deterrent. China's navy, built for open seas, is vulnerable in these complex waters. Small, fast patrol boats and hidden missile batteries can threaten even the largest warships. The map is now Manila's ally. Geography levels the playing field, giving the Philippines a unique edge. The archipelago's shield is a reminder: in conflict, terrain matters. The Philippines is turning its geography into its greatest weapon. The Philippines' true strength lies in its people's spirit. Centuries of struggle have forged a fierce nationalism, now united against Chinese encroachment. Sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea is a cause that transcends politics, uniting Filipinos from all walks of life. Fishermen risk their livelihoods, protesters fill the streets, and journalists expose the truth. This groundswell of public opinion gives leaders the mandate to stand firm. The sea is part of Filipino identity. China's actions are seen as an attack on the nation's soul. The rallying cry, "Atin ito," this is ours, captures this deep connection. This emotional investment fuels resilience and determination beyond military might. The unbreakable spirit of the Filipino people is the backbone of resistance. It inspires those on the front lines and gives diplomats confidence on the world stage. In the contest of wills, the Philippines has shown it will not back down. The Philippines has turned its struggle into a global cause. By framing the South China Sea dispute as a fight for international law and freedom of navigation, Manila has rallied worldwide support. Major powers, US, Japan, Australia, and Europe, back the Philippines with statements and naval patrols. This multinational presence makes it harder for China to act unchecked. Even ASEAN, often divided, is showing new unity as Manila's transparency emboldens other claimants. Collective pressure is blunting China's divide-and-conquer tactics. The Philippines' resistance is a lesson for the world. Military might is no longer the only path to victory. International law, alliances, and global opinion are now decisive battlegrounds. Courage, strategy, and unity have allowed a small nation to stand tall. The tide of global support is turning, and even the mightiest dragon must take notice.